Hi, I'm Celine Lee and I'm a visual artist based in Manila, Philippines. Since I started my artistic career, I've been exploring the use of different materials in media for my works, often focusing on processes and materiality. Whether in the form of a painting, a sculpture, an embroidery piece, or a multimedia work, I try to incorporate basic scientific and mathematical concepts in an attempt to explore the ability of visual perception and spatial awareness to invoke concepts that extend beyond form. My fourth solo exhibition held at Underground Gallery entitled The Length and Breadth of Depth was shown in November just last year. It was a time when the country had slowly loosened quarantine protocols after months of strict lockdown, where much of the signs of life were seen and experienced online. So this show mainly questioned the notion of space, especially in the context of exhibitions where artists, galleries, and museums are starting to look for different ways to present art online. I wanted to explore the idea of space as something twofold, that being a virtual space and a physical space. I wanted to interchange the idea of these two spatial concepts, so what I did was to have the actual canvases, the paintings, scanned and modeled, then 3D printed to be shown in the actual gallery space. The paintings which they were modeled by, on the other hand, were only viewable online. When the exhibition opened, the installation shots of the paintings were posted through the gallery's social media accounts, while in the actual gallery space, viewers only see the 3D prints. The write-up of the show, which was posted at the gallery space, had a QR code alongside it, where viewers could then view the installation shots of the paintings so that they could get a sense of what the 3D prints represented. There were a total of 4 oil paintings in the show, namely 40 by 64, 24 by 48, 16 by 24, and 9 by 9. The titles are references to the actual dimensions of each of the canvases, and I chose to paint images of shadows that were seen right inside of my home, all taken during one sunrise. The 3D printed counterparts of each of the canvases were also titled as such. All the 3D prints were printed in white PLA filament. I opted for this material because this is the most basic type of material used for 3D printing, as it is the easiest to work with and is the least harmful to the environment. The smallest of the 4, 9 by 9, was the only canvas scanned and printed in one go. The rest of the prints, however, were modeled instead of scanned. Due to the fact that scanning it was too expensive, I had to outsource the scanning, modeling, and 3D printing for this show. One of the most challenging parts of the production was the assembly of the prints. Since there were limitations to the printing size of the 3D printer, I had to print the rest of the 3D models in fragments. I had to carefully glue each of the fragments together one by one using epoxy and/or a 3D pen. Similar to how objects cast shadows, I consider the 3D prints to be, in a way, shadows of the paintings. This is also one of the reasons why I chose to paint images of cast shadows, because when you see a shadow projected onto a surface, it is somehow reflective of how we sometimes process images through a digital screen, that when you see images of paintings on your smartphone, for example, you can see an image of it, but you didn't actually see it. You see a shadow of your indoor plant projected onto the wall, for example, and it's not an image of your indoor plant, it's just one facet of it. In summary, the length and breadth of depth was my attempt at discovering what art means nowadays, especially visual art, where so much of its efficacy relies on just by looking at an artwork, even if it's filtered through our screens, where physicality is almost discouraged, thus leaving essence in obscurity. How can you truly grasp something, and can you actually do so?